Just wanted to show you guys, I went to remove the foot well, and there's the paint coming right with it. And this thing is rusted out to the point that some of these aren't even rectangles anymore. They've rusted the sides right out of them. John's working on grinding down the underside, which we're just going to black paint right over. We're not worried about that. But the point of today's video is Total Boat versus OSPHO, or however you say that. I did a rust repair video that turned into a giant argument about whether one of these was better than the other, or easier to use, or more cost effective. And without question, the Total Boat is way cheaper. But if you start comparing it, it's also way more acidic, which means that it probably won't be nice to do here in the garage. So what we're going to do is, once this pan is flipped back over, right in here, we're going to mark a line, and we're going to mark a line here. And then down through here, we're going to mark a line. The center of this, we're just going to do in regular Rust-Oleum paint right over the top of, you know, slightly scuffed down rust like this. We're going to do one side with the OSPHO. We're going to do the other side with the Total Boat. And then that way, as we're racing and beating around on this thing, we can get a comparison, right?
Yay!
Alright, which one do you think's going to work?
This one, it's bigger.
That one because it's bigger?
Yeah.
Hi. Let me see if I can quickly find a picture of what this looked like that Total Boat already did. That way, all of the OSPHO fans that are going to be griping that I was mean and I gave OSPHO the harder of the two sides, I'm sorry, you can get over it. Total Boat already did this project, and I've done several other vehicles with it that were in worse condition than this frame was. This is one spray of Total Boat and 2 sprays of Rust-Oleum Extreme Coverage. If you'd like to see video on this, I'll post it in the link down below. Hi, all prepped, ready to go. So we've got equally cheap Chinesium brushes from Dollar General. We've got equally cheap 8-ounce bartender serving cups from Dollar General. We've got our Total Boat that I bought myself. And this video is sponsored by my girlfriend, who heard me complaining that I wanted to test this versus this, and went out of the way to buy me this for Christmas so you guys could have a video. So please, say thank you to Jessie down below. One thing I will note right off the bat is the Total Boat most definitely is thicker, so I'll be curious as to how well the two of them actually brush on. What we're going to do is we're going to do each foot area. We're going to do each front well. We're going to do the rear well. And then we're going to leave it. In 8 hours, we're going to come back. We're going to do a comparison. And then tomorrow, after 24 hours, we're going to come back and we're going to do a wipe down comparison. So here we go. I've actually never brushed on Total Boat. I've always just used a sprayer. So this is a new experience for me. And one thing I know from previously doing Total Boat spraying is that Total Boat tends to pool up because it's thicker. And already you can smell the acid starting to etch in. And I've got a silent fan running at the garage door in order to help cycle the air in here. But as you can see, I'm having to press the tip of the brush down in to the really porous areas on here. And the other thing that I like about doing this is that with Total Boat, you can definitely instantly tell the crummy rust removal versus full rust removal areas. It'll instantaneously turn silver wherever it is that you actually ground it all the way down through. Now I have no idea what's going to happen as far as this total boat in contact with the tape. So we will see how that goes. Okay, so there's our first round. We'll set that there so we don't mix it up. Okay, and as you can see, it's already starting to eat into the cheap brush. That's what I was afraid of. Now this side actually is the worst of the two sides, and I came over here and I ground it down a lot more than I did the other side, but it's still pretty pot marked. Yeah, this is way thinner. This is definitely getting into the crevices a lot easier. It is spreading way further than the total boat did. Now, one thing I'll note is that the total boat definitely is the cheaper of the two to buy, without question. For a gallon of total boat versus the OSPHO, I'll post up what it was at the time of making this. And there'll be links down below on being able to buy it. So yeah, that went on way faster. This is way thinner than the total boat is. So once we do from here to here, and I would say that brush has taken more of a beating from the total boat. Which would make sense, because if you start comparing the acid levels of the two, the total boat definitely has a slightly higher acid level. Which is why I wanted to buy really cheap dollar store brushes for this, because I'm expecting them to fall apart and collapse afterwards. And that is something we'll take a look at. We'll leave the brushes right here, and we'll see where we're at. So this side here has taken a little bit less abuse. This was definitely the side I had to grind down a little more, because this is where the deck shifter is. And so basically it gets set in place and then forgotten, and it never gets moved around. So the paint on this side was definitely way more intact than the other side. Yeah, that stuff is way thinner. So to do this again, I would have just poured out 2 ounces or so into the cup, because I'm definitely tracking rust into the cup. I am going to probably pour each one of those into a water bottle so that I can use them on some crappy thing later. But we're going to pull this back so we didn't bleed through too much. And we bled through a little bit, so the total boat didn't bleed through hardly at all, but that OSPHO definitely bled through all the way down through there. So we'll check these back ones, and then we'll grab you guys out of the stand. Here we go. Before I run inside and wash my hands, because I got some on me, as you can see, we've got quite the pocket here that we'll check in like 8 hours. It did not get in underneath the tape anywhere near as much as the OSPHO did. Now, that's actually not a bad thing if you look at it from the concept of if you have a joint in like a rusted truck frame or something that you just plain can't get into. The fact that that ate in underneath there might actually be good for your project. But on the same token, that means all that acid eats in underneath stuff also. Something to plan ahead on. If we come back here, we'll see this is all glazed up. Now, remember, this is our constant. We're going to go straight over this with just regular yellow Rust-Oleum. Over here, yet again, it bled through big time underneath that. So if we compare that we had the tape over to here, and then we had the tape over to here, this bled through, but the OSPHO definitely bled through worse. And we've got our little puddle right here so that we can compare the two. And there we go. Everything is all soaking in. We'll come back out here in 8 hours. We'll do a once over to see what it looks like. It should be starting to glaze by 8 hours. You're really supposed to give it 24 hours before you paint it. So we're at about the 8-hour mark, and the reason why 8 hours is important is because what I have come to the conclusion while using the Total Boat is that you have to go back through and find the areas where it is pooled up, because it burns down in and then it just sits there. And I have left it upwards of 48 hours and the pools do not end up eventually hardening. So what we have over here is this is the OSPHO side. It's been going on 8 hours now. And what I'm going to show you is this white here. This is normal. But what's interesting about this white is it's a lot less than what comes out from Total Boat. Total Boat makes a whole powder residue when it ends up going off on the rust. So later on, tomorrow, we're going to wipe all of this down with water, making sure not to get any onto this patch over here that we don't have to, because ironically, the cleaning is opposite. This we want to use acetone, and this we want to just use water to clean up. Now down in here, you can see that it's piled up, and you can see it ate down into the rust, and you can see the black edges where it has really gotten into it. So we're just going to wipe that off. And as you can see, all of the rust puddles down in. And if you leave it puddled, it actually will cause issues. I wanted to see whether this would happen with the OSPHO, because now we're going to see the other side where the Total Boat did it too. So now we're going to come over here, and as you can see, we've got the white residue. This is normal. Don't freak out. You're going to see more of this the worse the rust is. We've got our puddle down here, and so we're going to clean up the puddle. And so it's not as bad as the OSPHO, but if I was to do this again, I would come out here and I would check it after about 2 hours instead of 8 hours. I did 8 hours because I wanted it to get extreme and show you exactly what it does. So the next time you see this, we're going to be cleaning this up with a water rag on both sides, and then we will paint the whole thing in order to see what's going on. One final little note, this is smooth. I can run my hand right across it. There's nothing that catches. The Total Boat, on the other hand, is still tacky, and it's like a sticky feeling to it all over the place. Just another notation. There we are. We've been over everything with a rag in order to clean it up just a little bit, but I wanted to show you this. First of all, you can definitely see the severity of the two on these cheap brushes. That's why I bought these two cheap brushes, was because I was hoping that they would show the difference here. You can see this one looks perfectly fine, probably still usable for quite a few coats. And this one here, we just did this one section, and it's already starting to collapse it. The other thing I wanted to show you was that, if you can see this, it is still active liquid. This is not paint. It is a reactive chemical that has to have the rust in order to react with. And that's why you end up with that and that where it pools up. Now granted, we did that on purpose because I wanted you to see that. So in the future, if I was doing this trying to look nice and pretty, I would go back through, and any puddling spot like that, after about an hour or so to 2 hours, I would go back through and wipe all of it down. and maybe just put a light coat into those spots. But we're going to grab the paint can and go at it. If you guys have any advice on painting with a spray can, dump it in the comments. I absolutely suck at spraying with a spray can, so have at. Is it me, or does the off spray from lighter color Rust-Oleum paint always seem to be way worse? Like, I've resprayed black on so many different things, and it never seems to have so much overspray as a lighter color Rust-Oleum seems to have. But anyways, here's where we're at. That looks pretty good. I mean, the rust on this is so bad that really the honest fix is to cut this out and weld new plate in. But we're not going to bother. That wasn't the point of this exercise. The point of this exercise was to be able to put OSPHO on one side and Total Boat on the other, Rust-Oleum in the center, and see if at the end of the next year or so there's any difference whatsoever. I don't think there's really going to be, but you never know. We did have one bad spot here that we ended up with a lot of strange orange peel out of nowhere. The layers were going perfectly fine, and then for some reason the last layer right in this one spot went horrible. But everything else did not do too bad. Let's be honest, it is a horrifically rusted out, chunky body pan. So where do we go from here? Over on RCG Racing, the next video that'll probably be out over there is going to be seeing if we can do a governor delete on one of these Kohler Courages. Because, well, they're cheap, they're everywhere, they're zero-cost engines at this point because the MTDs they're in all blow up. So I think we should see if we can modify one. We've also got one of the plastic weld-in staple whatever type things. So I think what we're also going to do is take this hood here, and I think we're going to go through on this hood and see what we can do with that. We're not going to try and plastic weld with the torch like we have in the past. I think we're just going to use the melt-in staples and see how much of this hood that we can actually put back together. Anyways, thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for supporting the builds like this. And hopefully we'll be out racing this thing soon.